This is a clip from the Virtuoso show, enriching entertainment through story and sound.
Aloha! Today I have one of my greatest friends on the show, and it is a true honor to welcome Kasen Shawn, a musician, a polymath businessman, and an overall excellent person. So great. Welcome to the show, Kasen.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Trevor. It's a pleasure to be on here.
So today I would love to dive into your musical journey, but I would have a hard time going into any conversation without you if we don't recall our good old days of college. I remember you graduating with distinction from our business school. We had some excellent memories back then, didn't we?
Yes, man. Oh, absolutely. College was the best time for sure. Yeah, our group of bros, we were inseparable. You know, I think my favorite memories and the ones that really stand out the most are just all of like our house party extracurricular activities, just getting together, like whether it was a weekend or a Tuesday evening after class. It didn't really matter the day, you know, whether we're going over to yours and Joey's place across the street from the college, or, you know, over to Ted's apartment up the road, whatever it was, just like getting together with the bros, having a few beers, hanging out. Those are the most distinct memories for me.
Absolutely were. I think back on those free times and always have a big smile. I wonder how you feel about investing so much time into a business education and then pursuing music nowadays. Do you wish that you could potentially reverse the clock and dive into music in a more educational sense back in university days, or are you happy with the path that you chose?
Yeah, I think about that a lot, especially every month when I'm paying my student loans. Yeah, I'm not so sure. College was, our experience at Westminster was incredible. I definitely think it was worth it. I'm very glad that I did that. The business degree itself, I'm not so sure that what I learned has really helped me in life at all, other than the fact that just having a degree on my resume has helped me get some good jobs, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know if I would have pursued music necessarily in school either. I really enjoy making music. It's one of my greatest passions. It's not necessarily something I want to think of as a career, though. I don't really consider it a career. I like my day job. I'm really happy doing what I do for work. And I like music as a passion. If I was able to blow up as a musical artist organically and make a full-time living doing that, I wouldn't be mad about it, for sure. But I would want it to happen organically. I'm not so sure I'd want to just be sitting in a recording studio as an engineer or something, because I got a degree in that field.
Sure. So you're happy with the way that it worked out. You know, I think that college, it taught us how to think. I believe more value came from learning how to balance our workload, learning how to just work through the classes. And I think that was the heart of the educational value. Yeah,
I would agree. And the social value was probably, the amount of money I spent on that degree was worth it because of the social value, honestly. The college experience.
Yeah. I know. Could you imagine if we were where we are now and didn't have that experience? I would feel like there'd be some black hole missing in the fabric of our life.
Absolutely. Life would be so different. I can't even imagine how different everything would be without that 4-year block of time.
Sure. Absolutely. So I guess even though neither one of us are playing on all of the facets of our education on a daily basis, we still see a lot of light and worth in that 4-year span of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So the questions that I I'm real curious to ask you about today on the show are what are you learning about now? What's
yeah, that's a perfectly timed question, actually, because I have as you know, just released my first album as a musical artist today, actually, as the time that we're recording this. I've always been kind of a do-it-yourselfer with my music. One thing that I, from the very beginning, I've loved writing and just writing lyrics and making songs, but I never really knew how to go about recording and mixing and mastering and all that. So I've learned it all myself. And at the beginning, I basically just learned the bare minimums. Like, what do I have to do to be able to get a song on YouTube, recorded? I don't care how it sounds. Like, that's all I wanted to do at the very beginning. And then as I started to take my music more seriously, I would hear my songs next to a professionally mastered song on Spotify or something, and it would just drive me nuts that it did not sound the same quality. So what I've been learning a lot during this 2-3 year journey of creating this album is the techniques of sound engineering, mixing, and mastering. It's been quite a process. It's quite a journey. I've just learned everything on my own off of blogs, online, watching YouTube videos, trial and error, and just fiddling with things to make sure that to get my songs to sound like the reference tracks that I listen to on Spotify by, A-list artists. So,
wow.
Yeah,
that's
what I've been learning.
What a journey. What a journey. So you taught yourself how to make it sound professional. And that took 2 or 3 years to kind of comprehend and grasp and then implement?
Yeah, probably a little bit more because I've been fiddling with mixing and mastering for a long time. And I don't know that necessarily my songs still quite sound, identical to a professionally mastered song that's recorded in like an A-list studio, but pretty close. And I think the average listener probably can't notice a huge difference.
So tell me about your latest album that you came out with, and maybe what was the concept that you were hoping for with this last production?
Yeah, like I said, 2 or 3 years in the making on this. I originally announced that it was going to be out last fall, 2019, and that obviously didn't happen. Again, just a lot of trying to figure out how to make it sound right. A lot of the songs that I had written lyrics for, I kind of just lost excitement about. They weren't good enough, whatever it may be. So I scrapped a lot of things that I'd already written and recorded. It was really quite a journey to find a collection of songs that I really liked and I could be proud of, but that also kind of all fit the vibe and the message. There's not really one necessarily cohesive message for the whole album. The album's titled Good Mood, and it's kind of a play on words in a way that it starts off with a little bit of mood music. There's a couple kind of sensual romantic songs at the beginning. I address kind of some mental health things that I've gone through, as a human being, things that everybody kind of experiences at some point or another. Anxiety, a little bit of depression, nothing too crazy, but just things that a lot of people don't really talk about in music, I don't think, and maybe aren't comfortable talking about and being open about. So I address some of those things as well. And then it kind of finishes off with a bang. The last few tracks are very lyrical and competitive in a, kind of hip hop sense where I'm talking a lot of shit. And just, I'm flexing a little bit because I really do think that I'm a great lyricist when it comes to writing raps.
Oh, yes, I agree. I mean, your lyrical talent is unsurpassed. You are fantastic. I can't wait till you get organically discovered because you've got this skill set. No doubt in my mind about that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. A lot.
Can we talk about your voice? I want to know, as an artist, how you developed your sound and what that journey has been like for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of my biggest influences, to name a few, Eminem, has been one of my favorite artists. Royce da 5'9", Black Thought, the lead vocalist from The Roots,
Great
Common.
Band. Excellent.
A lot of those kind of really lyrical kind of backpacker rappers. Lupe Fiasco. I could name a bunch, but those are some of my biggest influences.
Lupe
from the
is
beginning.
Incredible. Yeah.
He really is. He's a a genius with words. All those guys are.
Totally.
And those are the ones who've inspired me the most, I think. But more recently, I've gotten some more kind of outside influences from other artists I've really enjoyed, like The Weeknd, Wale, St. John, artists that have a really unique style. They sing a lot. They do some things that I'm not necessarily capable of. Like, I've tried singing, man. I wrote a whole song that was inspired by The Weeknd just because I was listening to him a lot. Tried singing it. It just doesn't, it doesn't come out the way I pictured it in my mind. So obviously that song's never getting released because I cannot sing that well. But I've taken a lot of influences from those guys as well and tried to mix that style into my music along with that lyrical kind of harder style from those other guys. And I think I'm producing kind of a unique sound in that sense.
I think that, singing is an interesting thing because a lot of people would feel scared, but I believe that it's an instrument that you can develop and, work on it. And that trait can be enhanced through practice. I see where you're going with that. And your blessing is really with the pen. And so you just got to keep working on those clever lyrics. What are you happiest about today? Just launching your latest project and, also in life in general. What makes you happy nowadays?
Yeah, definitely happy to finally have that project out. It's been exciting and stressful at the same time. So that's one major thing that I'm happy about today. But yeah, aside from music, things that are making me happy, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I really miss going to the gym. So I've been hiking a lot, trying to get outdoors, playing with my dog, Kevin, spending time with the wife. Doing everything I can do while the whole world is shut down. But happiness is a choice. So just trying to find happiness in everything that I can these days.
Yeah. So if you could be doing anything today to celebrate your latest release, what would you want to do? Say COVID wasn't around.
I'm going to give you two answers for that one. One, I'd be at the gym. I really miss it. I was there every day. So that was a big part of my life to go work out and just clear my head. But aside from that, number two, I would perform. That's what I'd be doing today if I could do anything. I really miss performing, putting on shows and events. I was performing a lot before COVID hit and the lockdown. I did probably 6 or 7 shows in the last 3 or 4 months before the lockdown, and I was really getting comfortable on stage and just loving performing. And that's what I would do today if I could do anything.
What was it like the first time you stepped on stage compared to, say, the 7th or 8th?
Man, it was nuts. The very first time I ever performed actually was in high school. I've been writing raps and kind of dabbling in rap for a long time, and started in probably middle school. I was not that good. I look back at some of my old high school raps and a little bit embarrassed that I even put those out or performed those. But hey, everyone has a starting point. Yeah. My first performance in high school, stepped out on stage in front of all my peers, 400 people maybe. I was extremely nervous, but I mean, it is once you get going, I still get nervous. Every performance I do, I'm nervous at the beginning, got some butterflies. But once you get going, there is no feeling like it, especially when the crowd is really vibing and, cheering you on and loving the performance. It's so energizing. I can't compare it to anything.
That's incredible, man. You feel some sort of flow, like you are being lifted by the energy of the room and totally in the moment. That's neat.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Case. I look forward to your upcoming musical productions. I look forward to the success of your latest album, and I can't wait to see how music continues to influence your life. I appreciate you coming on the show today and talking about your journey as an artist. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, man. It's been awesome.
It has. So if people want to find your music online, can you give them a little direction to where they should go?
Yeah, absolutely. So my artist name is Kasen Shawn, Kasen Shawn. Find me on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, pretty much anywhere where you can find music. Just search my artist name and I'll be there. You can follow me on Instagram as well, at Kasen Shawn. That's where I'm most active on social media.
All right. Great. Thank you so much. We'll look into those links. Appreciate your time today. Thank you. Thank you very much, Case.
Awesome.
Thanks for taking a moment to listen to this excerpt. If you like what you've heard here, maybe you'd enjoy the full show. I invite you to check it out wherever you get your podcasts. If you love what I'm doing and you want to support me, please go to trevorsthoughts.com and sign up for my email. Alternatively, you can shoot me a quick message at muse@trevorsthoughts.com. That's MUSE, like the Greek muses. I'll send you an email back and we can begin our relationship from there. Till next time, aloha.